In the peaceful village of an MEH, a strange rumor spread like wildfire one morning. Mr. Lamb's face has changed. It doesn't even look human anymore. Curious villagers hurried to the slaughterhouse. There, they found Lamb, the infamous butcher, sitting frozen beside a steaming pool of blood. As the early sun hit his face, they saw its thick blue veins twisting across his skin, giving him the features of a beast. From that day on, no one dared to get close. The village elders whispered among themselves, "He who kills much bears many grudges." When karma deepens, the face transforms. Lamb just gave a dry laugh, dismissing it all as superstition. But that very night, as he looked into the mirror, a chill ran down his spine. The reflection staring back had eyes tinged with the dull yellow of a pig, the very animal he slaughtered most. Soon, he started hearing things: faint cries, shallow breaths, and he felt the constant weight of resentful gazes. Was it just a hallucination? Or was the karma of his actions finally revealing itself? If someone takes lives every day, what do you think? Is it just a job? Or does the act of killing leave a mark on one's body and soul? From that night on, sleep became a luxury Lamb could no longer afford. Every time he closed his eyes, he was haunted by the blood-soaked eyes of the animals he'd killed, their gazes filled with hatred and silent screams. In his nightmares, he was dragged into a dark, bottomless pit. The creatures he had slaughtered crawled towards him, their bodies mangled and bleeding, all shrieking, "Return our lives." He would wake up drenched in sweat, his heart pounding wildly. The once busy slaughterhouse fell silent. His knives began to rust. To make matters worse, his children started falling ill, one after another. A wise old woman in the village sighed, "Oh, Lamb, your killing karma runs deep, and the resentment is thick. Without true repentance, you cannot escape." For the first time, Lamb looked at his own hands and felt a wave of fear. So, had the souls of the slaughtered truly returned to claim their debt? He left the village, carrying only a few coins and the heavy burden of his memories. As he wandered, the distant sound of temple bells echoed through a valley, stirring a strange mix of fear and peace within him. He found himself at the gate of a temple, where an old monk was calmly sweeping leaves. Lamb fell to his knees, confessing his nightmares and the countless lives he had taken. The monk listened patiently and then said gently, "To kill is to invite hatred. Only sincere compassion and repentance can wash away your karma." Hearing these words, Lamb broke down, tears streaming down his face. From that day, he stayed at the temple, sitting before the Buddha statue every morning, listening to the rhythmic sound of the wooden gong, and learning to recite a Michba's name. But the battle inside him raged on. Some days, he yearned for his old life at the slaughterhouse. Other days, he trembled, haunted by the eyes from his dreams. One stormy night, he knelt before the altar, chanting a Mitpa Buddha, clinging to this final thread of salvation. Suddenly, he collapsed. In a vivid vision, he saw himself tied to a wooden board. A gleaming knife was pressed against his throat, and the one holding it was his former self. He had become the animal, about to be killed, feeling every searing cut. He screamed, "Please spare me. Give me one more chance to make it right." Then, a voice echoed in his mind, "To know your fault is the seed of liberation. Live with compassion. Feed others with kindness." He awoke with tears of realization. Karma wasn't some external force, it lived within his own mind. He vowed to change. Sold the slaughterhouse, abandoned his knives, and asked to serve at the temple as a groundskeeper. No more cries, no more stench of blood, only the scent of incense and the chime of temple bells. The villagers mocked him at first, but he simply replied, "I have killed too many. Now I only wish to plant a little peace." He started cooking vegetarian porridge for the community, encouraging others to refrain from killing and to recite the Buddha's name. Over time, his appearance softened. His face became serene, his eyes kind, and his steps light. The dark aura around him vanished, replaced by a deep calmness. A life once drenched in blood had transformed into a lotus blooming from the mud. The story of Mr. Lamb became a legend, a warning, and a beacon of hope. People came not to see a butcher, but a man who had walked out of hell on his own 2 feet. He often said, "A knife can cut flesh, but it can't cut karma." Every living being fears death, just as we fear pain. Moved by his words, many in the region gave up slaughtering and learned to live with more kindness. His life is proof of the Buddha's teaching. To kill is to sow hatred. To be compassionate is to sow blessings. No matter how heavy our karma, sincere repentance can dissolve it. We can all start today with 1 vegetarian meal, 1 act of kindness. Every good choice is a seed of peace, which, in time, will bloom into a beautiful lotus within our hearts. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more stories that touch the soul.